Hello, darling hearts. It's your Gaps coach Emma here. I've been a bit quiet because my dog's gone. Doggone! I'm trying to make light of it. But my little Jack Russell ratter has obviously gone down a rabbit hole or been kidnapped, or I don't know. I'm imagining her perky and upright with her ears up and her tail up and her little paw up when she's heard something in the bushes. And then she was wont to scarper into the brambles and come back an hour and a half later bedraggled and covered with mud, which is what her mate Jack did at 4 o'clock in the morning on the night that she left. She's been gone a whole week now, a week and a day. So we've been grieving in my house, and it's such a heavy feeling in your heart, isn't it, when you've lost someone, something close to you. And, you know, we've been choking back the tears or letting them out. Me and my girls have been sitting on the sofa, mooching around. It's been a strange week this week. Have you noticed that energy's being strange? I thought it was just because of the dogs, but actually spoken to a couple of clients, and everyone's been feeling really weird, especially around Wednesday. I don't know if it was something in the atmosphere or the celestial alignments or the position of the moon in a conjunction with whatever. But my heart was aching so much. And even crying doesn't make it feel better. It just makes it feel worse. It just intensifies, you know, as you let out the grief. It just feels, oh my God, energy in motion, emotion can be so draining and so damaging, can't it? And the way it can be damaging because it affects your gut. It affects your gut microbiome quite dramatically. Hi, Karen. It's Star Sovereign. Hello, darling. I'm looking forward to our meeting this week. So, yeah, I've been, you know, imagining my little dog cradled in the bosom of Mother Earth, lost down some rabbit hole, you know, and almost envious, frankly, you know, to be cradled in the dark earth, to not have to actually fess up to the moronic weirdness that is going on in this world at the moment. How it, you know, I when I was about 28, I was grief-stricken for about 6 months, literally, and every morning as the light came into my eyes, I would just dissolve into tears. So crying is not anything new to me. I've seen, you know, I've been there and done it a lot. I mean, I cried so much, right, that my eyes looked like burger buns. They were so swollen. Literally like burger buns. My top lid and bottom lid, you know, swollen so much. And then in the end, I got a massive cyst in this eye. And when I pulled down my eye like that, all of my bottom bit there was just white or yellow with pus. I literally had pus coming out of my eye. How disgusting. Sorry to share that revolting information with you, but it was poisons coming out, you know? It was poisons coming out. And so I know that crying does have a purpose, you know. It does get stuff out of you, crying, but I do believe that it's such a low vibration to be grief-stricken. I think I was grief-stricken by our society in general. School made me grief-stricken. I was like, what is this? Why am I here? Who are these twig bitches being really mean to me? You know, at school, No Place for Children by David Adelman, the People's Lawyer. Great read. Yeah, let's all get the kids out of school. I'm homeschooling my 17-year-old at the moment and loving it and loving every minute of it. Yeah, grief is a very low vibration. It's like shame. It's like guilt. Those good Catholic emotions they attempt to get you to feel in the Catholic world. Shame and guilt are very low vibrations, and grief is only just above that. So feeling the grief is a good thing, and seeing the dreadful, you know, the stuff in the media at the moment. You know, 20 years ago I turned off the TV and I turned off the radio because I didn't want my newborn, or my nearly 1-year-old then, listening to words like so a woman was raped, or the war in such a blah 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 place was bombed. I didn't want her going, Mummy, what's bomb? Mummy, what's rape? You know, or you know, so I just switched it off completely, and it's done me a lot of good, because when you have your own thoughts and your own sphere of influence, right, you can do things that make you feel better. But when you switch on to the mainstream media and see dead babies or whatever it is they're showing you, right, all it does is make it a gut-wrenching experience that gets you into this grief-stricken mode, right? And it's part of the plan to keep us all miserable. Like, let's not be miserable. You know, one of the strongest ways that you can actually revolt right? Is by smiling and waving through the adversity. And whilst that might sound like a ridiculous idea, if you're feeling really, really grief-stricken, it is possible. And you do it by making your body really strong, making your body built of strong stuff. Because when your body's built of strong stuff, you just feel calmer. You feel more calm, you know? And it's easier to cope with the roller coaster of emotions, energy in motion. I've got lots of other tools I use to kind of calm it all down. I use tapping, you know, emotional freedom techniques. If I get a feeling, a really strong feeling, I'll tap on it. I'll go, even though this horrible, despicable feeling, you know, whatever it is, or this monstrous thing I'm seeing, even though that, I deeply and completely, I love and accept myself. I love and accept me in this moment, you know, and it makes it possible to just breathe it all out and actually get into a space where you can just do what you can do, which is another one of my favourite mantras. Do what you can do, do what you can do, do what you can. If you're feeling lost and feeling like apathetic, I mean, God, last Wednesday, me and the kids, we were so apathetic. We were just sitting on the sofa mooching, going, we've lost our dog. Our dog's not here anymore. Do you remember when she used to do this? Remember when she used to make this noise? Almost like purring, you know. We were weeping, oh my God. And in the end, we harmonised. One of us just went, ooh, and then the other one went, ooh, and the other one went, ooh, or whatever. We made these little chords together, the three of us, harmonising, you know, harmonising, putting a good vibration into the air, you know? So switch off your television sets and go out and do something less boring instead. There was a TV program called that when I was growing up. I used to come home from school, switch on the TV and watch this program. Can't remember what it was called now, but it used to go, why don't you? It was called, why don't you switch off television set and go out and do something less boring instead? And I didn't. I stayed there watching the programming. What the actual... Anyway, I've tried to help my kids to avoid that, but these days with the black screens, you know, what the hell can you do? Anyway, yeah. If it's outside your sphere of influence, try not to focus on it. Well, don't focus on it. I'm not saying, you know, we have sympathy for the people who are being blown to smithereens, and the people who are being injected to death, and the people who are being, you know, whatever's happening to them. Deep sympathy, but you can't dwell there. You can't dwell in grief. Dwelling in grief will do no one any good whatsoever, right? So you've got the fiercest kind of revolt that you can do is to smile and wave in the face of adversity. It's not easy, but we can do it. And we can especially do it much, much easier if we build our bodies of strong stuff. Now is the perfect time of year. You know, it's the time when the veil is thin between the realms, whatever that means. But, you know, there are energies and entities out there that we can't see, okay? And now is the time when we can remember our ancestors and give thanks for them, because we're standing on their shoulders. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. I think there were giants. Do you think there were giants? I do. I think there were giants. Anyway, but we're standing on the shoulders of our ancestors who have survived and thrived the onslaught of the... I don't know what it is, but it's creating havoc. And they survived and we survived. Hey, Paul, how you doing? What are you saying? It's funny how you remember those intro tunes from the TV shows. Yeah, a lot of spellings. A lot of spellings in there. It's so interesting. Go and check out Paul Knight from What the Flock TV, because he's very... he's got a fantastic perception and a really good eye and a good ear and for looking at etymology and explaining what's going on in this world from his perspective, which I find really fascinating and entertaining. And it helps me a lot. Now, what was the last thing I just had on my little list? I wanted to let you know. Yeah, the gut really suffers from emotional traumas, so try and keep on an even keel. And you keep on an even keel by getting your fish oils down, your cod liver oil, get your lamb fat. You know, lamb fat's full of potassium, which is what your brain needs. Your brain really needs potassium. Beef tallow, beef dripping, you know, beef yourself up a bit so that you get strong and resilient. And then we rebuild the gut microbiome with fermented dairy, raw dairy if you can find it. There are some fabulous farmers out there doing beautiful things with calf at foot, where the calves still get the milk and we still get some milk. It's just a perfect arrangement. You can find them if you go out and look for them. In Western A. Price Foundation, you'll find information, chapter leaders, that's their job, to let you know where they're selling the really, really good food. So, yeah, stay in... Yeah, remember Wag the Dog as well. I was thinking, Wag the Dog, it was a film with Dustin Hoffman where they engineered a war and shot it all in a film studio and then put it all out there on the media and made everyone think there was a war when there wasn't really one. Now, there is a world war going on at the moment. I truly believe there's a kind of a battle going on for our souls, literally. And mainstream media and a lot of stuff on social media is trying to keep you in a really low vibration. So smile and wave, boys. Switch off the shit that pisses you off. Excuse my language. And focus on that which you can do. You know, it's like that. I hate to quote a Disney film, but there was a train in Dumbo and it was going up a hill and it was like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can up the hill, I think I can. Got to the brow of the hill and went, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could. So you just got to keep believing that you can. I'm started a radio show on Wild Heart Radio. And it's talking to people who've survived and come through the other side of fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue, terrible anxiety and depression, awful gut problems, bleeding from the bowels, you name it. They've come through the other side because they knew, well, they thought they could, they thought they could, they thought they could, and then they got to the point where they're like, I did it, I did it, I did it. So come and rub shoulders with people who have this kind of attitude and who are aware of what's going on but aren't going to let it eat them up, okay? All right, darling heart, see me at timelesscookery.com and come and join the club and let's get real. I've got some awesome stuff in my private group, which I can't really talk about here. There's the original sacrament, which comes from a pine forest in Lithuania, which I'm really longing to share with you. I take it daily at the moment, and it's grounding. It's not psychedelic. It's grounding. It helps you with procrastination. It is what does it do? It just grounds you, makes you feel like everything's okay, helps you be in the moment, and it really helps with addiction as well. It's a really, really awesome natural food as medicine thing. And I've got some. And if you want some, talk to me. All right, darling hearts. Spread the word. Share, like, subscribe, you know, whatever. I have to say these things. You know, thanks for leaving all these lovely little messages. Our local raw milk farmer is calving, so no milk for a little while. Is what it is. That's calving now at this time of year. That's interesting. Usually do it in the spring. Anyway, lovely to see you. Yes, that's right, Karen. You've got it. You've got it. Star Sovereign. Love your name. Love that handle. All right, darling hearts. See you soon. Thanks for all the love hearts. Love you. Bye.